Welcome to the Tom Castro Shooting Academy podcast. You have now entered the next level.
Welcome back. Oh, that's your show. My bad.
Oh, he tried to steal my podcast. All right, guys. Well, welcome back to the next level pod. I don't even know the name of my podcast because of you now. So, well, all right, you guys know who I am. You guys should know who this is, Mr. Brian Conley from Hunters HD Gold. Man, I'm so glad to have you here.
Thanks, Tom.
So we're here
It's
at
been
the
a blast.
2023 South Carolina Sectional. Brian, I think you might have been the first guy that I harassed to come join this match for me.
I think so. You had a vision, and this was not on my schedule to be here based on some other events I've done in the past I wanted to attend that were going on the same weekend. However, your vision was intriguing to me based on what you wanted to do, and I did not want to be a part of that. So what I've seen so far with how you have everybody directed in, one of the biggest things I've seen that's huge is the fact that you have brought registration in the center of the vendor area, not on the edge, not on the back, in the center of the area. So it brings a lot of people in. So I love it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the goal for me. Was we actually had this discussion quite a bit about what do we do with registration, because obviously registration outdoors when you need internet in an outdoor range that doesn't have good internet is kind of a struggle. But for us, it was really important, or for me especially, it was really important to kind of harass Todd enough to where we would like basically put it right here in the middle, because I knew that was the key. The key to basically getting vendors traffic is to put it where people are going to be. If you stick a vendor out in the middle of a bay where no one has to go, they just walk on by,
Right.
Because they're competitors. We're thinking about the competition, not the vendor area. But it's been interesting because, I mean, you told me we had a couple people come up and go, I wouldn't even have come over here if it wasn't for this area and
Correct.
having to have the registration, and I kind of cheated a little bit. I had a little card. If you want to win a prize, you had to kind of see every vendor to get that prize. So,
And that was a great addition as well, because yes, I've got everything I've done through the past 4 years of traveling to bring people to my area. However, new vendors that came into this match I've never seen before in this area came in, and they had and the competitors had to go to them.
Yep.
And that was huge because, you know, they got to experience and write orders and do everything else that, you know, I've benefited from by being here 4 years, you know, consistently. But now other people are getting to experience that right off the bat, and I think that was very huge.
so I got to give you a little credit for something.
Yes.
So Brian has a what do we call it? What do you call the van?
Magical Mystery Tour.
Magical Mystery Tour. So Brian drives to all the matches. I don't think I've ever seen you fly to a single match.
I've flown the two,
Okay.
and that was back one in California and one back in Utah at 2019.
So that was kind of early in the days.
Early on. Yes, early on before the
Early
van.
in the
Yes,
days.
Yes.
So Brian's van is one of the things that kind of inspired me to do the tents. So I have a bunch of tents set up in front of the food. I have tents over registration so that when you stand there in line waiting for registration, you're not in the sun.
Sure.
So I always go see Brian at every match, but not only do I go see Brian, I always sit in Brian's like tent area because he's got chairs, and we always find a way to hang out there.
Yes.
And it just drives you in there. The only problem is you're usually the only guy I go see because all the other vendors are 100 miles away from each other.
Well, you know, and things are changing.
Yeah.
And it's based on projects like this that you've put together that's going to allow more people to see that it can be done. We've done some things like that. You know, even nationals at one time, the vendors were all over the place for the Steel Challenge World Championship, and we brought them all together in one area for the World Speed Shooting Championship as well, doing the same process. But to see more, you know, level 2, level 3 matches that are on process doing the same thing, I think that's huge.
I think the hardest part of this vendor area so far has been getting the space. Like having to steal a bay from the match was the hardest part.
Yep.
And I mean, that's the challenge for me, was to basically say, I promise, Todd, I think this will work. You're like, it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work. I'm not sure. So it's like, you gotta try it. You gotta go for it.
You do, and it was exciting for me to see how you did everything, because this was a situation where I knew things you were doing, but to see how you do your class and to see how you're doing all the stuff you're doing with your business, I was like, oh, because I'd never seen that before myself. So I think based on what you have done, even to enlighten your own brand, has been very, very cool. So I think it's very neat.
I'll tell you, it was tough. It's been tough so far trying to focus on my stuff and the vendor area, because at the end of the day, my stuff, I I really care about, but I was like, I've come over to every vendor like 4 or 5 times. I'm probably harassing them like, everything okay? How's it going? You getting any help? You need anything? So just want to make sure it's going smoothly.
But that is important that you go by. I've gone to a lot of matches where the people who are in charge of the vendor area do come by and check on stuff, and you'd be surprised how much that doesn't happen. And it could be as simple as like, hey, I'm great, but if you can bring me a water,
100%,
because I've been slammed and I don't have time to break away, you know, or something simple like that. It makes a difference when you come in and check. But no, everything, I'm very, very pleased and very excited about this for the future to come as well.
I'm excited, man. I mean, I love your stuff. Everybody loves your stuff. I don't know any single person who's ever used your gear that hasn't loved it.
There's
pretty
some.
amazing.
But it's okay. I mean,
Get rid of them dudes.
No,
anyway.
it's okay.
Get out of here. No, but you know, it's not for everybody.
It's not,
right?
And that's why we do. That's why we do demo days. That's why it's so important that we let everybody try it before they buy it, even with a prescription. We want everybody to really, you know, take time to use it and make sure it's what's right before they invest their money. So.
I met a guy. I got to tell this story real quick because we were out here at the. A guy came over and did some training with me, and he was borrowing. He came over and he goes, "Hey man, do you think I could try the Da Vinci because they're here? Could I try the Da Vinci and you know, try it on your stage and then do some coaching?" So I did a little bit of coaching. He borrowed a Da Vinci, and then I said, "Hey man, you want me to get some shoes for you?" And you know, I was giving him a hard time because he kept borrowing everything. And I go, "Next time I'll go over," and I said, "You might as well go over and get some Hunters HD Gold glasses." And he goes, "I'm trying them out right now." And I was like, "Oh my God, this guy literally, the only thing is his shirt and his shorts." It was the best part.
Exactly.
But that was the cool part is he got to try all of this stuff at the match with no obligation.
That's right.
That's how it should be.
It should be, but you know, a lot of companies don't have the, you know, resources to do that. That's okay, but it takes time. And once they see a process does work, then they can budget for that. So I think it's huge.
The way you do things is amazing. I don't know how many shooters have come up to me and been like, "He didn't charge me. I've already bought them and I've got them, and he's just charging me now." And I was just like, "That's Brian. Like he loves his customers."
Well,
so
if you can't trust people in the 2A community, we're at a lost cause.
especially this community, because you will see that person again. I promise.
Exactly. So the 2A community is very dear and close to my heart, as you know. And like I said, we're going to trust them the best, and we're going to put our right foot forward and keep prospering to do what we do.
Brian, thanks for coming out, man. I appreciate
thank you so much.
buddy. That's awesome, man.
Thank you.
Guys, Mr. Brian Connolly, if you get a chance, get to the match. Check out those Hunters HD Gold. I promise you, you'll love them. Don't listen to those people who don't like them. They're good. So if you guys get a chance, check them out. If you have any comments, hit me up in those comments. Any questions? See, you got me all messed up here. So I'm used to going on his podcast, not the other way around. So if you guys have any questions, hit me up in those comments, and I'll see you on the range.